From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, May 6th, 2016. Silver is trading at $17.29 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,279 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $453. Antiwar.com reports from a refugee camp in the northern Syria province of Idlib suggest dozens of civilians were killed on Thursday, 28 according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, when the camp was hit by an airstrike. 50 others were said to be wounded. Details are still emerging, and so far it is unclear who launched the airstrike that hit the camp, with some rebel factions claiming the Syrian military did so and others blaming the Russians. There's been no claim of responsibility. The Idlib camp is just 4 kilometers away from the Turkish border. The province is held overwhelmingly by Al-Qaeda's Nusra Front, and its takeover of the province, along with expected offensives to take it back, have fueled an exodus of displaced people trying to get to Turkey and mostly ending up in camps along the border. The White House issued a condemnation of the attack, saying that the targeting of refugees was unjustified. Their statement similarly did not attempt to assign blame to any specific party, however, and just days after the U.S. shrugged off its own attack on an Afghan hospital as not a war crime by virtue of being not intentional, it would be difficult for them to condemn Thursday's attack too hard without evidence that the strike was deliberately aimed at the camp. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Bitcoin Not Bombs. Bitcoin Not Bombs is a launching pad for nonprofits and social entrepreneurs into the financial freedom of the Bitcoin economy. Bitcoin Not Bombs offers premium publicity campaigns designed to facilitate an organization's adoption of Bitcoin as a payment system and to fully capitalize on that decision in their fundraising efforts. To learn more, visit bitcoinnotbombs.com. UPI reports Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders vows to remain in the primary race until the last vote is cast in June. Sanders said in an interview on Thursday with NPR, it's a good thing that he's staying in the race. Rather than preventing voters from supporting Hillary Clinton, the likely Democratic nominee, he is boosting the political process. Sanders said, I think we are perpetuating the political revolution by significantly increasing the level of political activity that we're seeing in this country. I think it is good for the United States of America, good for the Democratic Party to have a vigorous debate to engage people in the political process. Sanders said by energizing voters, turnout for Democrats will be high in the November general election, adding, so I'm going to do everything I can to stimulate political discourse in this country and get young people, working people involved in the political process. That means he will stay in the race until after Washington, D.C.'s Democratic primary on June 14th. To win the nomination, Sanders will need 82% of all remaining delegates, including the remaining superdelegates. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports the U.S. government on Thursday took wide-ranging steps to crack down for the first time on e-cigarettes and e-cigars, growing in popularity among teens, and banned sales to anyone under the age of 18 in hopes of sparing a new generation from nicotine addiction. The Food and Drug Administration's actions brought regulations of e-cigarettes, e-cigars, pipe tobacco, and hookah tobacco in line with existing rules for cigarettes, smokeless tobacco, and roll-your-own tobacco. The new rules will take effect in 90 days. The rules promise to have a major impact on the $3.4 billion e-cig industry that has flourished in the absence of federal regulation, making the nicotine delivery device the most commonly used tobacco products for teenagers in the United States. The FDA said it will require companies to submit e-cigarettes and other new tobacco products for government approval, provide it with a list of their ingredients, and place health warnings on packages and in advertisements. E-cigarettes are handheld electronic devices that vaporize a fluid, typically including nicotine and a flavor component. Using them is called vaping. The FDA will require age verification by photo identification, ban sales from vending machines except in adult-only locations, and stop the distribution of free product samples. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.